Hello, my name is Nayelin, and today I'm going to talk about feminine power and what it means for me and how having access to my feminine power really helped me to increase my self-esteem, my value as a person and as a woman, and how it's been helping me to live in peace, to have inner peace, and to feel whole, complete with all my being. And first of all, I want to say, like every single human being in the world, we all have feminine and masculine energy inside us, okay? But somehow, as a woman, because all the suffering that has been happening like through the generations until today, we had been experiencing a lot of pain. We had been hurt. And if you have been not hurt, maybe your mom, your grandmother, somebody, and you feel that in your lineage. And so how we protect ourselves. And so we started thinking that we need to add as a man, and start using or accessing more to the masculine energy so we can reach our goals, so we can be in the same level of work like them. And because we wanted that, we start like imitating them and forgetting about our nature. Our nature is our cycle, our menstrual cycle. Our menstrual cycle is not just 1 week or 3 days or the days you bleed. Our menstrual cycle is every day of our lives. At the beginning, when we were kids, we have this lineal energy, like a line, like the kids, like the boys. And we can do a lot of things like them. But and then when we start our cycle, everything changes because our hormones are not the same every day. Our mood is not the same every day. We don't feel good every day. And it's been very hard for some of us to understand that and to give that a place. And instead of being afraid or upset about it, being able to get into it, embrace it, and bring the self-awareness about how can we work with our cycle, base it on our cycle, and use the cycle as a calendar of productivity or rest or whatever you need to do in your life. So this work that I'm about to share, it came from the book of Miranda Gray, Red Moon. I love it. I personally heal a lot with that book. You can find it in YouTube as The Red Moon of Miranda Gray. She was the perfect person for me to awake, to bring self-awareness, and to honor my period and my menstrual cycle all. So we are divided in 4 phases, okay? And the first one is the follicular phase. And in this phase, I'm going to start with the follicular phase. In this phase, it's just right after we finish the bleeding of our period. And then somehow we magically feel so energetic. We feel happy. We're smiling. We feel like this butterfly, like something with wings that can fly and do everything. Our physical energy is all high, so you can work out every day. Your day, in that day, during those days, you can do so many things and you feel so powerful because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I did this, and that. And I feel good and I still have energy and I don't know what to do with this. And this week, you get a lot of ideas, many good ideas that you can make projects with that. So you feel great. But your energy is it's just like your body restores somehow and it's magical. And then in the second week is the ovulatory phase. And in this phase, what you do is somehow you ground it. You kind of relax a little bit. Your energy is not super high. It's still high, still like you can do a lot of things, but you also have like this nature in you, and you feel caring, and you feel loving, and you feel maybe cooking, creating. This is the perfect time of the month to bring the ideas that you got from the previous week and make it projects and make that to work for you, like make some money of that. Okay, so this is the week when you can take good decisions. In the first week, in the follicular phase, it's just like you are so excited about everything and your energy is so high that it's hard to concentrate in one thing. But in the second week, the ovulatory phase, and then you can relax a little bit and kind of be mature and then say like, okay, how am I going to distribute my time and my energy and this caring and loving and this you feel safe and also you feel powerful and also you feel like you are very creative and you can do whatever you want because you have the power to do it. And then you just do it. So you give life to your projects or you get pregnant also, okay? So in the third week, it's the luteal phase and your body internally knows, hey, if you didn't get pregnant and then this has to die, okay? So somehow in this week, you feel like you need to organize things. And some as a good way to know that is notice that in this week is when you organize your closet, maybe you organize your office, you organize something in your house, in your car, you make a deep cleaning or something, and it's like your brain is trying to say, okay, whatever it doesn't work anymore, it has to go. And you don't have to think about it. It like your body knows that. And then you can also have some obsessive thoughts, maybe negative thoughts. That's why you have to write it down whatever you don't know, you don't want in your life anymore. Friendship that doesn't bring anything good to your life, relationship that doesn't bring anything good to your life, ways of thinking about yourself that are not helping you, write it down. Okay, you acknowledge all of that because what your body is doing is getting ready. Because the next week is the menstrual, is the it's your period coming, so you are gonna bleed. And when you are bleeding, your body internally understands this is the time to let go whatever is not working for you anymore. The body is like, oh, okay, you didn't make a baby. It's okay. So this cannot be in your body anymore. And through the bleeding, you can let go everything that doesn't work for your life anymore, including the critical thinking about yourself, the negative thinking about yourself, everything that doesn't make you feel good. If you're not eating well, if you're not exercising, if you criticize yourself a lot, if you have a lot of people, surrounded by people that doesn't make good to you, and then you can just write it down and your body understand that as a letting go. This is a very powerful week because the first 2 weeks, the follicular and ovulatory phase, these two is you are outside, okay? Your energies are going out. You have energy to be outside, to talk to a lot of people, to do a lot of things for others. And even if those 2 weeks feels great, at least for me, the third one and the fourth one really invite you to come inside to connect to yourself, to embrace yourself. These 2 weeks, the luteal phase and the menstrual phase, bring you in. Those are internal energies. That's why you don't feel like going out. You don't feel like being around a lot of people. You just do the less you can. And then if you can be in your room by yourself, it feels great. It's when you drink like nice teas, you light your candle, you like to have this intimacy with you. You kind of feel reflective. You have reflections, you think about life, you think about you, and you kind of have this time of like being on your like if you have like a blanket and just cover yourself and those energies go internal to you and you are, even if sometimes it's very critical thinking and negative thinking and pain or discomfort of just a lot of emotions that make you cry, those are the only 2 weeks that you can be with yourself. So what Miranda Gray said about this work is she's a writer and she somehow understands like paying attention to herself, writing down how she feels every day, that she only can write only 2 weeks a month. So what it means is in 2 weeks, you can do the work of 4 weeks because only 2 weeks of the month, you are emotionally and like ready to be out. The other 2 weeks, you can do all things, but also your energy is not so bright, so you cannot share a lot. And if we understand the process, your process, if you sit down and write it down every single day of your life, how you feel, to understand your cycle, and then you will be able to work with yourself without negative thinking or criticism. Okay, so for me, this one was the first step to get into my feminine power. When I start healing with my period, with my cycle, and then I start recognizing myself as a human being and as a woman, I start being very compassionate with myself, because I just realized that it was my 2 weeks that was very hard with me. If you don't know how to use your cycle, and then you can get lost in that, and even if the first week you feel a lot of energy, you don't pay attention, you don't write down your ideas, and then in the second week you kind of feel good, but you get distracted by other things. Of course, when you get to the third week, your brain is going to be like, of course, you never do anything. Of course, you start things, but you never end them. Of course, this is going to give you a lot of negative criticism towards you, and it's going to be very painful. And because all of that, when you get your period, probably you're going to be in pain. So we have to learn how to use the cycle, because that's the way a woman works. We are not a man. Okay, so even if we want to like be, reach the goals and do whatever, we don't have that capacity. You maybe are doing it, but you are paying the price, the price of not be connected to yourself. Okay, so of course, take my words if you think they're important or are giving something to you. For me, this one was the first step that I make. I start like write it down the way I feel every day. So I start healing my feminine energy and accessing to my feminine power, embracing my cycle. And of course, something that really helped me a lot was the family constellations therapy, because from here I understood that my mom didn't have that information either. My grandma didn't have access to that. So I cannot be expecting that somebody that didn't have that information to pass it to me. So I was able to make peace with that part of my life, so I can be in charge of my cycle. Well, this is what I want to share with you. This is the first video. In the second video, I want to share with you what else it's important to access to your feminine power. Subscribe.